Welcome back to Champion News Talk Radio. We are brought to you by championnews.net. This is Carol Parisi. Our founder, Jack Roeser, and myself have Stephen Tucker, expert, with us on Obamacare. And before the break, Jack, you know, I am wondering if our listeners are thinking that you're sounding like a little bit of a right-wing, radical, crazy. Steve, is this radical talk? I mean, are we really heading to socialism, and what can be done?
Well, first of all, Jack is not a right-wing radical because what he speaks is the truth. He said that the Obama administration is ruling by executive fiat. They're taking away our freedoms. They're ruling unconstitutionally. And the facts are the facts. And in late 2011, there are two sections in the Obamacare legislation, Section 1311 and Section 1321. And people are free to go to my website, truthaboutobamacare.com. They can click and read the law. If you go to Section 1311, it delineates the powers allotted to the Internal Revenue Service to provide advance premium tax credits. Okay, so when people go on the exchanges, they'll see the cost of health insurance, they'll plug their income, and then it will lower their premium to something that's more affordable, courtesy of the taxpayer. Also in Section 1311, it empowers the IRS to penalize employers in states that open state-based exchanges, which is what is outlined in Section 1311. So those 50 or plus, right? 50 or more employees, $2,000 for each of them. All that power is granted to the IRS in Section 1311. But if the state legislator and the governor of that state says, I don't want a state-based exchange, I refuse a state-based exchange, then the government violates the 10th Amendment of the Constitution and comes in and puts one in whether you like it or not. That's called a federally facilitated exchange or a fallback exchange. Those are outlined in Section 1321. In Section 1321, the IRS has given no power whatsoever to provide advance premium tax credits to artificially lower premiums in those states or to penalize any employer in those fallback states. Okay? So in 2011, the Obama administration just commissioned the Internal Revenue Service to write new law empowering themselves to give them the same powers they have in state exchanges to fallback exchanges as well.
The Internal Revenue Service wrote these laws?
Yes, they have become a legislative branch. So understand.
Well, don't we have Congress, a legislative branch?
Oh, no. The IRS is the fourth branch of government, along with the Interior Department. So no congressional passage, no senatorial passage, and no presidential signature. They just wrote new law, and it became law. So A.G. Pruitt, Attorney General Pruitt, Scott Pruitt out of Oklahoma, amended his lawsuit and said, now I'm suing the Internal Revenue Service for empowering themselves with powers they were not given in the original Obamacare legislation.
How much of this do we hear on the mainstream media? I have never heard this before, Steve.
That's correct.
That's an important point.
It's
Mr.
huge.
Tucker, you know, you leave me behind and all of our listening audience because you are an expert in healthcare. You know, you've made your living off of it working with companies and other people that needed an understanding of how you get economical and good health care. And so you know this thing, and you know the way that the government rules have disturbed the thing that developed under the freedom that people have.
Right.
You know, we do our best when we buy things with our money from people who are glad to serve us. It's kind of nice to get what you wanted with your money, whether it's your food, your home, your car, or your baseball bat. You make your choice. But the government is making their choice in this and knocking all of our choices down.
That's right.
And I'm a businessman, and I'm an old guy, and I've been through a lot. I find the expertise you have that you got from functioning in this industry for the years that you have, you've got a good, clear understanding of it. And the people listening in here, you move a bit fast to get all of the detail on it, but God love you, you are clear. And people should realize that this is a big technical matter, and we're being flamboozled.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
They're being flamboozled. I'm old enough to use a term like that.
Steve, how many people do you think actually understand that the IRS is implemented laws?
Very few people.
Percentage?
Gosh, I would say maybe 10% of the population.
You really think that much?
Is even aware of it, probably less.
Because I'm pretty up on things, and this is shocking to me. This is stunning.
Yeah, yeah. And the worst part about this is the hopium smokers. That's what I call the young invincibles that voted for Barack Obama, right? They loved him. They voted for him. They will be paying for all of this.
Be careful.
I call the young people, you voted for him, sucker.
Yeah, yeah. And they're going to be
Sucker,
paying
he's going to get you.
the highest health insurance premiums of everybody else, right? Their premiums are going to go up exponentially because we've implemented community rating.
But my parents' guy could be on their insurance.
Parents in your 20s, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, we could do that in almost every state long before Obamacare
I was on my dad's
passed.
insurance because I started a business.
Doing what? You've
Yes.
become a little esoteric here.
Keeping your adult dependents on your health insurance plan until you're 26.
I was
we
on
could
my
do that
dad's insurance till I was 25.
in Illinois to your 25, to your 30 in the military. This is not a new
Last year.
concept.
You know what, Steve? We're going to go to break in about 30 seconds, but I want you to, what can our listeners do? And just give us a little 20-second tidbit.
They can join the Liberty Amendment process being promulgated by Mark Levin. We can discuss that in the next segment.
It's called what?
The Liberty Amendment process.
The Liberty Amendment process. That means people could actually help be part of the solution.
You bet.
I am so excited. You better stay with us because when we come back after the break, we're going to hear what the Liberty Amendment process is. Stay with us.